Brandon with Voodoo Forge. I've got something kind of weird. I used to work at a commercial cave, and one of the co-founders lived on the property in a log cabin that he had moved from the other side of the mountain, log by log, and put together in the 70s. The cabin was originally built in like 1810. But on this cabin was on the front porch was a crosscut saw hanging. Been there ever since the 90s. Before the 90s. The 90s is when I showed up. But anyway, he passed away about 10 years ago, and the company still utilized the cabin for storage and meetings, and anyway, they used the building. There was a fire last winter, and it burned down. Not anybody's fault or anything, just one of those things. Well, I was up there a few weeks ago, and a friend of mine is the general manager, and I saw the saw blade and asked him if I could have it. He said I could. Now, unfortunately, this is the saw blade, you know. Now there's no restoring this. There's no fix. There's no going back from that. This will never be a saw again. But I wanted the steel to make some butcher knives out of, because the man who it belonged to, I knew him. He meant something to me, and so I figured I would make some butcher knives out of this. I don't make a lot of knives. I don't like blade smithing. I don't like stock removal, but I will make a knife every now and then. I figured this would be good material for it. Now, the teeth were pretty much gonna, they weren't going anywhere. I'm not gonna forge them into billets of Damascus or anything, but I was demonstrating at the Tennessee State Fair this year, and the Timber Sports show is set up down from me, and some real nice guys. One of them's out of Wisconsin, one of them's out of Michigan, so we can't understand what anybody's saying. But I kind of got the idea to cut some of these teeth off and clean them up, kind of dull them where they wouldn't be sharp, drill a hole in them, make a keychain out of them, and gave them to them. And that's what I'm going to do with all the teeth on this. I would not recommend doing this to a saw that could be utilized, fixed, and used, but since these are just going to go into the scrap anyway, it's something I could do to save a little bit more of the saw. So I'm going to show you how I go about doing this. Okay, you can see where I already cut the two teeth that I made the keychains for the Timber Sports fellas off. I'm going to get this batch right here and this one. Now I'm using an angle grinder with a cutoff wheel, which is the most dangerous way to use an angle grinder. So I've got my ear protection in, and I'm going to be using a face shield, because you have to use a face shield when you use an angle grinder. If you don't, you're just, well, you're an idiot. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is make some cuts to separate them just a little. Okay, now before I take them over to the bench grinder, I'm going to clean it up a little, take some of this excess material off real quick. Okay, so here's what we've got, and I'm going to take it over to bench grinder and clean them up a little. These things are going to get hot, so I'm holding them with a set of locking pliers. once I got it ground where I wanted, I'll finish kind of cleaning and deburring and polishing it up over here on the wire wheel. Before I drill things, I like to center punch them. Alright, that's it. Got some cutting teeth and a raker. I mean, they're just really simple key rings. There isn't much to it. I don't think this is something that would sell, but you know, this saw, I know several people who thought a lot of the man. So they're going to be gifts to people like that, and some people I know that use crosscuts and things like that. But like I said, I don't think this is a product that I'm going to make my fortune off of, but it'll be neat to the few people I make gifts out of it to. Alright, well that was that. It's pretty simple stuff. It's not rocket scientist, and it's, you know, you're not making a Fabergé egg, and you're not going to end up with a Fabergé egg. It's just a little simple thing. I hate to waste those. Now of course there's other ways they can be recycled. People who do Damascus, some people who do metal sculpture could use them in some of their sculptures. It's just what I came up with to utilize them. I will make another video when I get around to making some butcher knives out of this, and skinning knives and stuff. But anyway, I hope y'all got something out of that. And if you like the video, please hit the like button down there. And if you'd like to see more like it, please subscribe to Voodoo Tennessee here on YouTube. Alright, y'all behave yourselves now.